This is John Black, Super Chemist, JBSC. Let me do my timer here. Oh. We're going to talk about genderism today. This is the second, I did the climate crisis. That took like 20 videos. This is my second biggest thing that I'm going to talk about. So it's going to take me, well, not 20 videos, but just to let you know. And then after that, my things that I talk about will be more condensed. Okay, because hopefully after you hear the climate change and you hear this, you can see that I have my facts straight. At least I'm thinking logical. I'm using science, facts, data to back up what I'm saying. But anyways, let's see what we got here. Oh, first I wanted to bring up that the LGBT whatever organization does not represent the LGBT community, okay? They represent communism, okay? So just because their name is LGBT, that doesn't mean that's who they actually represent. That doesn't actually mean who they are fighting for, because it is not, okay? The LGBT community, I'm sure most of them think that the organization is not for them. So anyways, and I wanted to bring up too, I've missed putting up part 20 of this series because I didn't see it, and it's now my videos are out of order. It goes 19, 21, 22, 20. Now I was going to take out 20, delete 21 and 22, so 20 would slide into its slot, and then I can repost 22, 21, and 22, and they'd all be in order. If I did that, then the posts that are on there would be erased, and I replied to some of them. I don't know if they read them, so I just says, so if you want to watch part 20, it's out of order. It's actually the video that is right before this one, and this one is number 23. So, well, actually, no, I fixed it, so it's back at its spot, but still, it's part number 20. Okay, another thing is that since we're going to talk about trans stuff first, okay? First, transsexuals. I'm just going to talk about someone that was born a male and they want to transition into a female, okay? A trans woman, all right? Because it'll get too confusing going back and forth, and I don't want to have to keep saying. And also, if you're male to female transitioning, I'm not going to add that every time. Just understand. My examples are going to be with a born male trying to be a female, a trans woman. Okay. First thing I wanted to bring up was some. Oh, wait a second. That's why I'm confused. Okay. Now the first thing I want to talk about before the trans stuff, I'm going to talk about sexuality, because I don't think, because it's real quick, and I don't think people even understand that. It's almost ridiculous. But anyways, usually it's just like a spectrum, right? Just like a spectrum. And on one side of the spectrum you have straight people, on the other side you have gay people, in the middle you have bi. But I think what the people don't understand is that only 10% of people are gay and only 10% of people are straight. Okay, meaning totally straight. This part in between here's and here, those people, they can go either way. You know what I mean? But since they're close to like someone on this line right here, once they start getting to right here, they're so straight and they're only a little bit gay, and society is against being gay, so they just end up mostly just being straight, you know what I mean? So it seems like there's a lot more, but they ain't. And then on this side, the gay guy that's really gay and only a little bit straight, some of them will just go over to the gay side, you know what I mean? And they will live as gay men, but technically they are bisexual. Because if these people in these cracks, these two cracks right here and right here, those people, if they were in prison, they would have sex with the same sex, okay? But they're not in prison, so they just say, hey, I'm so much straight, I might as well just stay straight. And society is against it anyway. And the same thing on the gay side. They're just like, oh, these people in this little area here, they're like, oh, I might as well just be gay, man, because, But in actuality, 80% of the population is bisexual. 10% is straight, 10 is gay. Now, they even have a thing in psychology. The doctor that did this, they call this spectrum. That's a spectrum I just showed you, right? They call this spectrum. They named it after him, the doctor who did this. And back in the 70s or whatever it was, when I was just a kid, they did studies to see if people were gay, bi, straight, or whatever, you know what I mean? And at that time, the first studies, they were putting electrodes on their genitals, right? You get hard or you get wet. And then they'd also obviously put, for your heart and your breathing and a bunch of other things, biological machines to measure stuff. I lost my train of thought. See, that's why you should never smoke pot, man, because then you get short-term memory. Okay, so they hook people up to these machines, measuring their hardness and their wetness and their biometrics or whatever, heart rhythm, all that. And then I showed them porn. They show them straight porn. They show them gay porn. They show them only women, only men, only whatever. And they would see the whatevers, what reactions. And they're the ones who are saying this with this scale or whatever, that it's a spectrum. And obviously it is. I know a lot of bisexual people that they really like women, but hey, they'll do a guy in a pinch, you know what I mean? I'm always talking about a guy, remember that. And then I know other people that, and I know the same thing with women too, but in my examples, I'm always going to use a guy. I know people say a guy that likes guys like a whole bunch better than women. So but they're still bi. They would do women. They're not opposed to it. They would prefer a man. It's not. I mean, we know that there's preferences. We know there's a spectrum. We know that. Okay, all you got to do is go out and ask some people that are not straight, and you will see that they are, whatever. That there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum. There's a spectrum of everything with biology. Okay. And if you don't believe me, I want you to think about this. During Roman times and all other times, but the Roman time is the most famous, all other times where bisexuality and homosexuality was not discouraged, it was like no big deal, you know what I mean? Every time, 80% of people is bisexual, 10% is gay. The only time you don't get that ratio is when you have societies like we have now that look down or frown upon, people being gay or bi. And let's see here. So anyways, oh, and in prison, what about in prison? All of a sudden, everyone's bi. You know what I mean? It's like, really? It wouldn't be like you wouldn't have that many rapes if everyone was not, if everyone was so straight. You know what I mean? Because if you're straight, you wouldn't do it with the same sex. You wouldn't want it. Would be disgusting to you. It would be, you know what I mean? It would be gross. You know what I mean? Just like with a gay guy, it'd be gross to be with a woman. You know what I mean? It's just not their thing. Um, but how do you explain that? If I'm wrong, how come every time it's society says it's okay to be bi and gay, everyone's bi and gay all of a sudden? And I want you to say, what about now? Look at Gen Z. They went past. They went past whatever. They went past the figures. Normally, like it will be these percentages that I'm telling you, right? But now the percentages are way skewed toward the first time. It's way skewed towards not being straight and being something different. You know what I mean? Because of all the brainwashing and whatever. But I want you to think of a brain, okay? A brain is just literally the definition of a brain is a biological computer. That is all you need to say for a brain to define it. It's a biological computer. That's it. It processes information. That's it. Turns on and off switches. That's it. And I want you to basically, I don't know why people don't understand like what, gay people or bi people or whatever. It's not that complicated. If you had a computer, right, and you had female computers and male computers, right, and you say, well, what do you mean? How would they be male or female? Well, you program the one computer to like, penises and to like dresses and like this and this and that, what you would typically call female traits. And then you would go to the other computer and you would say you're attracted to vaginas and you like to be things. And I'd program it in. That would be the difference. That would be how you'd know it, right? Now, if I went into either one of those computers and I changed the word vagina and penis and I vice versa, you know what I mean? So now the male computer has a thing in his programming where his programming says I like penis instead of vagina. That would be the gay guy. Now the female computer, if I went in and I took it and I changed penis to vagina, it says now the computer thinks vagina is great. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's all that's all being gay is in your brain where it says vagina, it deleted it out and it put in penis. If you're a woman gay, it took out penis and put in vagina. That's it. It's not that's it. That is it. If I program a computer to think it likes vagina, even if it doesn't know what vagina is, it knows that he knows it likes it, right? Because you programmed it into that. What if I changed it to penis? Would you be really confused about? You wouldn't be confused at all, because it'd be like common sense, man. That's all it is. Is there's a thing in the brain, and it deleted what should be there and put something else. It's that simple. It's not some kind of complex thing that you have to figure out. You know what I mean? But anyways, I wanted to bring the woke people actually, I guess, have the same opinion as me. That gays are okay, whatever. Who cares? They should get married just like everyone else. Uh, straight people, they shouldn't be the only people that are miserable being married. Some gay people should be miserable being married too, man. Okay, and so that's my opinion, and or the pastafarian opinion. Let them live. As long as they ain't hurting nobody, who gives a crap? It ain't that.